Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Disposable Skateboard Bible by Sean Cliver. Now if that name seems familiar to you, you may know him from doing Ray Barbie's first Pal Peralta graphic, or you may know Sean from his skateboard brand Strange Love. So what exactly is this book? Well, it's basically a compilation of skateboard shapes and graphics ranging from the 60s all the way to the 2000s. Now this book was originally published in 2009, so it won't have any graphics or shapes that were released after the release of this book. It also won't have every single graphic and shape in existence because that will probably make the book just as big as a house. In addition to the compilation of these shapes and graphics, it also has some writings done by other people. And there's a lot of people that have contributed to the book, but to name a few, you have VCJ, Lance Mountain, and Mark Gonzalez. And if you ever pick up this book, you'll definitely know a lot of people in here. So in the writings, a variety of topics in skateboarding is covered, such as how the skateboard collector market works, different experiences within the skateboard industry, and how some places contribute a lot to skateboarding but aren't really known about, like Florida. Now as you look through the book, you're going to find an amazing variety of skateboards, and honestly, if you're any sort of artist or you're looking to become like a skateboard graphic artist or you want to make your own shapes, this book is pretty much a must pick up because it's going to give you a ton of inspiration on what to do and also what not to do, which we'll get into a bit later. Now it's not just your street or your vert boards, they also have a couple other sections dedicated to freestyle boards and experimental boards, like when they were experimenting with shapes or different texts. While the book has a lot of content, I did wish that there were sections about like wheels, trucks, and bearings and so on, but of course that would have made the book very huge and maybe lose its sense of direction, so sticking with the shapes and the graphics was just really well for this book. And the book's already long, it's 368 pages and there is a ton of content in it. Now going back what I said about what not to do, there are tons of offensive graphics in this book. We're talking about like a lot of racist graphics, a bunch of like nudity graphics, and one of the graphics in the book does display a school shooting, which I have no idea why anyone thought that was a great idea in the first place. There's also a number of swastikas on there, so I'm guessing the 80s or whatever was a very different time period compared to nowadays. Now obviously a lot of stuff in the book isn't going to be reissued or remade at all, unless the person that made that just wanted to have a career suicide. But that being said, I'm just glad it's documented because it shows that like skateboarding has progressed from all this imagery and just really strayed away from that, because I guess people are learning that it's really not okay for stuff like that. Now that being said, I did wish that some of these controversial graphics had their history explained. Let's take for example the Javante Turner graphics. Now if you didn't know, of course it's super racist, but Javante Turner himself actually wanted these graphics because he thought it was like funny and ironic, and I'll just leave a whole thing in the description explaining that. But anyways, it's a great example of what you shouldn't do if you are trying to break into the world of skateboard art. Now there isn't really much else for me to cover. I just think it's a really great reference book. Either you care about skate history, skate art, or you're just trying to get a lot of other inspiration so you can make your own arts of work. I highly recommend it to anyone looking for that. That being said, it is $45. Personally for me it was worth it, but I can see how it can be steep for some other people. So yeah, for me it's 10 out of 10, and overall I just recommend it. So yeah, that has been another video. If you have any questions or you think I missed something, just leave it in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.